Yes. Now.
Particularly if I talk about health insurance in India, there were only few people, or like 15 to 20% of the people are covered under health insurance scheme. Health insurance is necessary to make the healthcare affordable for all. Even if healthcare is available, like private bodies and private hospitals are available, but they provide the healthcare at exorbitant cost. So to make healthcare affordable for all, health insurance is necessary. Health insurance, as we saw in COVID pandemic also, when the people were admitted to hospitals, there were large sums of money they couldn't pay, and they were in stress. But the people who had this health insurance scheme with them, they were benefited with them. And to make healthcare affordable in India, Prime Minister healthcare affordable in India, Ayushman Bharat scheme was launched in 2018, in which there was cover of like Ayushman Bharat had two components. One of the component was Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, which was entitled to cover provide health insurance to below poverty line people in rural and urban areas according to the socio-economic caste census 2011. And hence this Ayushman Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana scheme was entitled to give 5 lakh rupees cover per family per year. So it is a very good scheme to make healthcare affordable in a country like India, and to increase the health goal of universal health coverage and sustainable development goal of leaving no one behind. Other than this health insurance scheme, there are two more health insurance schemes which exist in our country, like employee state insurance scheme in healthcare, and also central government health scheme, which is provided to the central government employees, and other than this, there is universal health insurance scheme which is provided to below poverty line people. Thank you.
This is all.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so Pal, can you give me some detail about your education and experiences that you have?
Yes, sir. Sir, I did my schooling from like Saraswati Shishu Vidya Mandir school, and then I switched to Vimla Convent School in my primary, and then I pursued I attended this USM training, and from there I got motivation to become doctor, and then I pursued Bachelor's of Dental Surgery from Shri Aurobindo Institute of Dental Sciences, Indore, and that's it.
Okay. So what makes you interested in this particular course?
Yes, sir. So, masters in public health, when I was in my clinical years of dentistry, I realized that I was more into this non-clinical aspect of dentistry, and I used to enjoy counseling patients and making them quit the tobacco habit. And I also used to enjoy attending dental health camps so that I can educate and aware people about the preventive aspects of dentistry. In my totality, which made me understand that being a dentist, I won't be able to address those public health issues. And then researching about more about public health and talking to my seniors and professors, I came around this Masters in Public Health course, and which would provide me an opportunity and platform to address the public health issues with the goal of improving the health of the community.
Okay. So how administration helps in healthcare? Like
Uh,
not the
yes,
administration. Matlab, can you please give me the little detail of what kind of health administration that we have in India
sir, health administration we
from
have
government
in
side?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. In India, is like we have this Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, then which is again divided into different departments, like Department of State and Family Welfare, and Department of Research, and Department of Ministry of State and Family Welfare. We have the national programs like vector-borne disease program, non-communicable diseases program, and other programs, AIDS and HIV control program. Then immunization also is covered under Department of State and Family Welfare. Then we have this Department of Technical Research, in which there is a ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, And other than this, we have this National Health Authority, which covers the health insurance scheme like Ayushman Bharat scheme and Ayushman Bharat scheme and this implementing agency of that. And we have like General and Health Services, Director General of Health Services, which also has this bureau, Central Bureau of Health Intelligence, which provides technical assistance to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare to adopt these programs and policies. So this kind of administration we have in our country.
Okay. So while talking about all these administration or policies that government of India has created, so what lack do you find, or what scope do you still find in order to improvise the health infrastructure in India?
Sir, there is a lot more scope we need to cater to to improve the health administration in India, because we see that policies are framed but they are not implemented. Like we need missionary administrators and leaders which will work upon the implementation of the scheme. And still we need to cover the rural and underserved areas, and also we need to cover the tribal health people in India. And other than this, which very important aspect I find is that there is no grievance redressal mechanism in health administration. Like if any grievances people have, there is no grievance redressal setup and nodal health agency setup or centers such like that. And schemes are implemented, schemes are made, policies are framed, but they are not monitored and evaluated. Like they should be regularly monitored and evaluated. Like if there is a resource available or not. And other than this, program and then we will completion so soon. We have to stick to our target to implement the scheme, and we have to promote awareness program like we did in Swachh Bharat Mission, because every person now in country I feel that is aware of Swachh Bharat Mission. And but in healthcare, like people don't know that the tuberculosis drugs are available free in our country in India. So we still lack in increasing awareness and implementing the policies.
Okay, thank you very much. So next question would be, can you describe how gender uh, affects the healthcare practices in our society, or
Sir, yes, sir.
approaches for healthcare or approaches for medicine care? So you can talk in detail.
Yes, sir. Sir, particularly gender affects in two dimensions. Like when there is a it affects the accessibility of healthcare. Like first of all, male and if we talk about male and female, the approach to access healthcare of female is very less, because females are dependent on their male counterparts to take them to healthcare, like to take them to hospitals, and the decisions of like sexual decisions, and how many children we should have, family planning decisions. This all are dependent on male counterparts in most of the like rural areas and semi-urban areas, and also in the country. Delay in this gender health, there is a lack of accessibility of females to take the healthcare. As per study from AIMS also, that the female from the Bihar came were very less in number in comparison to males to access health. And in the other way, we suffer from like this. There is a stigma of mental health, that the male cannot be deprived from the mental health. So yes, gender gap affects male also, like in a way that they are thought to be that they cannot have this mental health issues. But if we see the data, like data from Kiran helpline launched by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, that the number of calls were more from the male rather than female, and the 70% of the suicides were also from the male side rather than female. So in this way, gender disparity exists in our country.
Payal, where are you from?
I'm from Sanawar, but right now I'm living in Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh.
Ujjain, Madhya Pradesh. So, can you tell me the initiatives of Madhya Pradesh government in order to tackle corona or this pandemic,
Yes, sir. So Madhya
especially in
Pradesh,
health perspective, matlab not the other effect or not to reflect the other effects, but especially to reflect the corona related issues, COVID related diseases based issues. Like
so
government has two way to
in
respond. Like they also have to respond the lockdown situation and the low employability and every economic slowdown based responses. But I'm not talking about that. I'm asking about the healthcare based initiatives that MP government took.
yes, sir. So like Madhya Pradesh initiated their program to tackle the COVID-19 was by IITT strategy, like identify and isolate, track and treat strategy to identify the COVID patients, and this is then isolate them, then test them and treat them. This was a strategy which was initiated. Then there were several abhiyans like Roko Toko Abhiyan, mask abhiyan, so that to promote the COVID appropriate behavior, which is accepted as there was no as such treatment for COVID-19 before, like we had to promote this COVID appropriate behavior. So yes, government did its role best in promoting the COVID appropriate behavior to adopt this behavior. And then other than this, the government initiated when the vaccination program was initiated by on 21st of June, International Yoga Day, when we had this large vaccination. Madhya Pradesh was the state to tackle Madhya Pradesh was the state to give highest jabs on that day. It gave around more than 1 lakh vaccines to the people of our Madhya Pradesh. And other than this, to control the pandemic, it increased the number of centers and COVID care centers were installed in the rural areas, and the COVID appropriate behavior was promoted to the COVID care centers also. And yes, sir, this is it.
Okay. When it comes to vaccination, what are the major issues that India faces right now?
Yes, sir. So India is facing the number one vaccination issue, that is vaccine hesitancy in rural India. And other than this, initially we faced issues like vaccination policy was not that strong enough, but right now it has come, like center has brokered most of the vaccines, so it is improved right now. And other issues there were pregnancy and COVID-19 vaccine was problems we faced, and there are still problems like there are no clinical trials. The clinical trials are going for children, but still we have no vaccines for children. And vaccination. Other than this, the India faced we got very late in expanding our vaccination. We didn't order initially the vaccines from foreign countries, and also we had this COVAX initiative. We have to Serum Institute of India had to give so many orders to COVAX, but we got due to the problem we faced in our country, we got delayed in exporting those vaccines too. So yes, this kind of problems we face.
Okay, there is a health infrastructure which has been provided by government of India or state government. So that is not sufficient for catering the entire health needs. So if I'll ask you to use some of the other infrastructure that we have, the government-based infrastructure, which you can use very effectively without disturbing the purpose of that infrastructure. So what are the other infrastructure that you can use with your healthcare infrastructure and how it will get benefited?
So other infrastructure, if I think about to my knowledge, I would say there are voluntary agencies, there are NGOs, and other than this, we have mm, we can use this voluntary agencies, NGOs, and private parties. We can increase the public-private partnership to boost health infrastructure in our country.
Okay, so now I'll give you a different example. How we can use the educational infrastructure to benefit health.
Yes, sir. Okay. Sir, education infrastructure can be used in various ways. Like first of all, in education, in educational in education, we can promote these counselors, and we should deploy the counselors to prevent the mental health of the children and adolescents, because and then in this number one initiative. Then second, we can promote the sexual health education in school along with the curriculum. And other than this, dental nurse and dental practitioners on monthly visit or yearly visit to track the dental diseases. And other than this, we can also use mobile health teams in rural areas to visit schools and detect the early. We can detect early diseases and detect the diseases early and start their treatment. So yes, in this education infrastructure, we can do a lot more initiatives to improve our health infrastructure.
Okay, so what is the life expectancy in your state?
Uh, Life expectancy, I get, to my knowledge, I guess it is 65 to 67.
Okay, and what is the national life expectancy is?
Yes, sir. That is also 67. We need to increase it by like national health policy goals.
Okay, no, is it any difference between the national life expectancy or state life expectancy of your state?
So right now I'm not aware much about like my state life expectancy. I will read about it.
Okay, so which sexually transmitted disease which is very prevalent in your state?
So that is HIV/AIDS, which is very prevalent, like sexually transmitted disease.
Okay, do you have any data of how many people are currently contaminated or have this HIV?
Sir, no, sir, I don't have exact data.
But do we have any data like how many people in India are currently HIV positive, or is it growing in with what rate?
That data is there, but I'm not I don't know the numbers, exact numbers.
Okay.
Like there is a survey on, yes, sir.
You don't have any lump sum idea also, like.
In approximately, uh, like, no, sir, I will have to read about it.
Okay. So Payal, the last question will be for you is like, what kind of career option do you look forward?
Sir, after doing masters in public health administration, I see the diverse roles and the diverse opportunities I will get after masters in public health. So initially my target is to get admitted into this, and then study with 2 years and explore all the opportunities I have. But right now I have inclination towards like working in the implementation cell and improving the implementation of the project, because I see there is a various loopholes in implementation of the project. And other than this, I also see various disparities in my state, in Madhya Pradesh. So I look forward to work in the rural areas, tribal health areas in Madhya Pradesh to improve the health status of my state.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Payal, very much. So, Payal,
Sure.
your feedback is like you are doing fairly good. So there is no special particular suggestion for any of the interview or either for extempore. But you can just improve your data more and more because you are
Yes.
thinking rationally and you are not moving beyond or moving away from the question also. So the sync is right, your alignment is okay, but you can just make it more effective by using some more content. So
Okay.
try to have more and more data about everything, and try to relate how alternate way we do not try to relate, try to find what alternate way we can find to achieve the same objective that we are trying to achieve by healthcare infrastructure without
Yes.
putting more cost, uh, either in term of delivery or infrastructure development. Okay, because of course we need to develop infrastructure as per the required need, but right now, since we have schools and since we have many other government infrastructure which especially goes vacant for the major amount of the time, and they have larger spaces also. Government should come up with some strategy to use those infrastructure for healthcare needs also. Okay, or a
Yes,
similar
yes.
other thing that you can find out. So it was a good interview and extempore also.